Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Thought for Shabbat. So glad you're here. Yesterday, the state of Louisiana passed a law requiring the 10 Commandments to be displayed in every public classroom in the state. On the one hand, the 10 Commandments are a darn good thing. We invented them. It is the measure for morality in most God-loving, peace-loving religions. And I always say, if everybody just obeyed the 10 Commandments, the world would be perfected. But of course, we are human beings who are bound to fail time and again, and then seek forgiveness and start right back up again. So the 10 Commandments are an amazing reminder for us to behave and act in ethical ways. On the other hand, any religious symbol in any public place always makes me uncomfortable. And even though the 10 Commandments effectively are universal, I worry about the slippery slope. I worry about the slippery slope of first it starts with the 10 Commandments, and then somebody of a different religion than ours decides to display a cross or some other religious symbol that now is creeping into how any one individual, whether you're in first grade or 12th grade, decides to practice their faith. And I wouldn't want anybody to be uncomfortable in their educational setting. And so it is a tough thing because the values of the 10 Commandments simply are fantastic. And yet I worry that taking one step to something that seems benign or even inspirational, like the 10 Commandments, could lead to unintended consequences. And so in some ways, I'm a purist, but I just don't think state and religion should really mix. Of course, religion has the right to influence state, that is, to use our values of our faith to help influence policy. Pro-life, pro-choice, whatever it might be, I think that is an effective way to use one's faith. And on the other hand, state should never influence religious life. It might be porous one way, but it is not and ought not to be porous the other way. And so this is an ongoing challenge, of course, for we who get the privilege of living in this amazing country called America. And I'm sure this debate will be vigorous. I hope this debate will be respectful. I hope it will be one in which people of good faith can talk to one another and share with one another their passions about how they feel. For me, I think that I side on let's be extra careful not to go down or start some slippery slope, because the values of the 10 Commandments certainly are our values, and I would think would be anybody's values and ought to be inspirational. And yet, if you give a little bit, there are those who will take a lot. So better to be a little bit more careful, practice one's faith in their home, in their place of worship, and in places that don't push other people to have another's faith in their face. It's in that spirit that I ask you to discuss the issue of where you fall on this particular item coming out of Louisiana. Certainly open for good and thoughtful and respectful debate. Please join us tonight, 7 p.m., for our special guest, Rabbi Denise Egger,